like, baby girl, I think you were really great and I really like to mentor you. Give me a call sometime. Hello, you guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Charity. Thank you for choosing me today. I am going to do my January wrap up with you guys. So I read 5 books in January. 3 of them were audiobooks and 2 were physical books. It was a taxing month in terms of reading, so I really appreciated being able to read audiobooks because that kept me going. But yeah, let's talk a little bit more about the books. I am going to start with the audiobooks first. So the first audiobook that I listened to was Grown by Tiffany D. Jackson. And let me tell you that this author right here knows how to write a YA thriller. The first book that I read from her was Monday's Not Coming, which I still have to get myself my own copy because that was a borrowed copy. And it was brilliant. It kept me on my toes the whole time. And that is the same thing that I experienced with Grown. And I love that Grown also has a very important message in the book. So the book is based on the Me Too movement, and we follow our protagonist, which is a young teenager. Her name is Enchanted, and Enchanted wishes to be a singer one day. And so she sets out to go for an audition, and she ends up not getting the role. But on the night of the audition, she actually meets the hottest R&B celebrity at that time, and his name is Corey Fields. And so after she gets rejected, Corey Fields approaches her. She's like, baby girl, I think you were really great and I really like to mentor you. Give me a call sometime. And obviously she's a young teenager. She's a fan of this person and she's starstruck. So she's like, hell yeah, I'm gonna do this. Mom, dad, please, this is my dream. This is what I want to do. And yeah, and then it goes downhill from there. You see how people like Corey Fields in this kind of field, with this kind of power and influence, basically gets to get away with nasty things that they do to young girls and young women. There's a lot of emotional abuse in this book. There's a lot of physical abuse. There's torture basically. And you see how he uses his own maturity, because he's in his late 20s, to manipulate this young woman and make her think that certain things are better for her. There's drug abuse in this book. And I think experiencing it the way that I did via audio made it even more impactful than if I had physically read the book, because now the narrator put so much emotion in it. So when the character had to be scared, you can hear that there was a scared voice or a sad voice, or whatever feeling it may be. And I'm not sure if I would have been able to cultivate those emotions if I was reading the physical book. So the words would be there, but the emotion would not come with it. So it was a very interesting book. And Tiffany D. Jackson has this thing that she does when she writes a thriller, and she makes you question yourself as well. Like, while the protagonist is questioning the reality of things, you are also questioning, like, is this thing real? Did that happen? I don't know. She gets you worked up, and I love it. I really love it. I gave this book a 5 stars, and I'm definitely gonna give myself a physical copy of this book, preferably a hardcover. So I need to be spending a little bit of coin, but I think that this is a very important book to have, and it's a book that I would want my daughter to one day read. Yeah, so that was Grown. The next audiobook that I listened to was The Kiss Quotient, and this is by Helen Huang. And let me tell you, the amount of steam, oh my goodness, this book is quirky. This book is funny. This book is steamy. It is sexy. It is just, it's everything. And I loved it. In this book, we follow a 30-year-old Stella who is successful and brilliant. She has a brilliant mind. She's good at what she does, but she struggles a lot in relationships. And her mom is literally like putting so much pressure on her to get married, to get children, because she keeps reminding her that she's not getting any younger. Well, that Stella is not getting any younger, and her mother herself is not getting any younger because she be wanting some grandchildren. So Stella sets on a mission to teach herself how to be in a relationship and how to have sex. So she goes and hires a male escort by the name of Michael. And just, oh man, Michael is a sexy gentleman. Okay, that is actually at least how he is portrayed in the book. He is a sexy gentleman. He is caring. He is sweet, and not to mention hot. And let me tell you that Stella was taken by Michael. So our main character, Stella, is autistic, and I think because of that, she has found it especially hard to be in relationship. Plus, she's been in really terrible relationships with really terrible men. And finally, she meets Michael, and you guys, it's so steamy. And I'm just thinking now of all the times that I heard the narrator say, "Oh, Michael." It's just, yeah. This book put me in giggles. This book will put you in the mood because Michael be knowing how to do the damn things. So the next audiobook that I listened to was The Bride Test, also by Helen Huang. And in this book, we follow Kai, who's also an autistic main character. And Kai has never ever had a girlfriend. Kai loves being by himself, but his mother is like determined to find him a wife because she's like, she can't deal with him not like having a wife, and there's no way that he's ever going to do it by himself. So he needs her help. So she brings up this woman from Vietnam. I think she's from Vietnam. Her name is Esme, and Esme is tasked to basically get Kai to fall in love with her in like 3 months and then get married to him. And it is also like kind of funny, and you see what Kai has to struggle with in terms of his autism and having relationships with people. And we see Kai struggling with the idea of being in this relationship and being in touch with his feelings. This book had me laughing so hard, especially the conversations between Kai and his brother and Michael, because Michael from the Kiss Quotient actually also features a little bit in this book. But I really loved it. I really, really enjoyed it. And I gave this book a 4 stars. I'm not sure if I actually did say this, but I gave the Kiss Quotient 5 stars because it is chef's kiss. So that was all the audiobooks that I read in January. And then I read some physical books. So the first book that I read, I have here with me, and that is Kintu, and this is by Jennifer and Nansubuga Makumbi. And oh, guys, I struggled with this book. Hey, it took me 3 weeks to finish this book. It literally took me 3 weeks to finish this book, and I was reading it not every day, but almost every day. But it's difficult to follow. And so basically, the plot of this is that we have this ancestor, Kintukita. It is Kintukita, right? Yeah, we've got Kintukita, as the main ancestor in this book, and he basically creates a generational curse by accidentally. Should I say this? Okay, let me not say what exactly happened for him to create the curse, but he created a curse from an accident, right? And so since that accident, he gave a rule to all his descendants and all his children never to do this one thing to their kids, as not to repeat history, right? So we are actually following a couple of descendants of Kintu. So there's like a five there's five books in this book, and in each book it concentrates on one of the descendants, and we basically see their struggles and what this curse has brought to their lives. And I mean, some of the stories, you guys, I even forgot before I finished the book. I was like trying to keep up, who's this guy again, who's that girl again. But they do give you a family tree, so you can always go back and page through. But this book didn't really keep me interested, and every time I read something in this, like a word that I didn't know in the story, like I didn't even have the energy or the power to go to Google and see what this means, because this book does not come with a glossary. So it was like, it was so difficult to read. But basically, it's just, what is, it's just a story about all the ancestors coming together, trying to get rid of this curse. But yeah, I don't have anything more to say about it. But it wasn't my favorite. I think I gave it like a 2.5 stars, because I think the first book is in this book, the first chapter book, whatever we call it, was actually the one that I enjoyed the most. With Kintakita, there were parts that were really funny. There were like a couple of pages that kept me chuckling. So I thought there was hope when I got there, but then there were others that were just like meh, and I don't even know. Yeah, you guys, I don't know what was the point of some of the stories, but yeah, that was Kintakita. I gave it 2.5 stars. It wasn't my favorite, but yeah, glad to have read it. The next book, or the last book that I read, was Who Fears Death by Lady Okorafor. So I started this book somewhere in between reading Kintu, and finished this before I finished Kintu. This was actually really, really good. I enjoyed it. This follows a main character, Onyesonu, who was born from rape. And let me actually just say this, guys. This book is full of so much rape, it's like sexual violence, brutal killings, misogyny. There's a lot. I have a review of this book on my Instagram account, so please follow me over there. I'm gonna pop my link down there, but yes, please follow me on my Instagram account to see my full review of Who Fears Death. I really enjoyed this book. This follows Onyesonu, whose name means Who Fears Death. So she was a product of rape, stemming from racial injustice, where one race deemed the other one unimportant, and that they should be slaves. So they're going around raping the women from the specific race and killing the men. And the idea to rape these women was so that they could sire male heirs. And apparently, well, according to this book, they say that if you have a child, a biracial child, basically stemming from rape, and it's a man, then they will grow up being very violent, very hateful, and that's exactly what that race wanted. What is the race? Yeah, so guys, there's so much brutality in this book, but it was a very good read. I really enjoyed it, even though at some points it was very, very disturbing. So we just see Onyesonu going on this journey to basically save her people and bring them out of this slavery that was brought about because somebody wrote a book and declared that a certain group of people are worth nothing, and therefore all they're good for is being slaves, and that the other group of people should just, what are they called, you guys? I forgot what they're called now. I have no idea what they're called. I have no idea, but yeah, so she goes on this journey to save her people and basically to kill the man that raped her mother, who is essentially her father. And there's a lot of magic in this book. It is based in a post-apocalyptic Africa, so it's very Afrofuturism, and we love to see it. This is the second book that I'm reading from Nidi Okorafor. I did not enjoy Binti, and I know I keep saying that, but I really did enjoy Hufia's Death. This is a borrowed book, so I am going to maybe get myself a copy of this if I feel the need to reread it one day. So that is it for my January wrap up. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please leave a comment down below, like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.